Fears the bushfire crisis and relentless drought have claimed a third of the state's koala population. The koala could become extinct in New South Wales in just 20 years, according to one of the world's major conservation groups. The Worldwide Fund for Nature has told a state parliamentary inquiry that as many as 10,000 koalas could have died in the recent bushfires and drought. The organisation says it's time to list the species in New South Wales as endangered.
Devastation on a catastrophic scale. More than 1 billion animals are thought to have perished in New South Wales alone, the vulnerable koala amongst them.
I've heard from the people doing the surveys that we might have lost 10,000 koalas from the fires and the drought.
Studies of 2 northern New South Wales koala colonies found 80% of the local populations had died, and the Worldwide Fund for Nature now wants the marsupial listed as endangered.
They're heading towards extinction increasingly. It's brought forward a 2050 extinction projected timeline for most of the populations across the state by years. I don't know if it's more than a decade.
5 million hectares of land was razed by fire in New South Wales. James Fitzgerald's home and wildlife sanctuary near Cooma was destroyed.
There would be many hundreds would have died. We've lost over 60,000 hectares of occupied koala habitat.
Conservation biologist Dr Kelly Lee helped to rescue and relocate a dozen koalas from the Canangra Boyd National Park in the Blue Mountains to the safety of Taronga Zoo. She says the koala population had been bouncing back there, but not anymore, with more than 1,000 animals affected.
About 90% of the habitat probably went in Canangra for koalas, or was impacted by fire, and there's a tiny patch to the north that was unburnt.
This inquiry started mid-last year, but the devastation caused by the bushfires has changed everything. There's now even greater urgency in the calls for more protection to be given to the koalas that are left. The committee is due to report back in the middle of this year. Liv Casbin, ABC News, Sydney.